Good morning, everyone. Happy to see your faces and your names here for our fourth somatic practice, our sessions on using somatic practices to find relief from anxiety and recovery from trauma and traumatic stress. So this is our fourth session. This is a session to sort of bring together what we have been learning and practicing these past 3 weeks. This session will, again, just help us, help you find what works for you, because that's what this is about, is you noticing, having an awareness for what will be helpful for you to bring your nervous system into regulation, to bring your nervous system into a place of resiliency where we flow through those ebbs and flows of life, and instead of spiking into the sympathetic fight flight, or dropping and sinking deep into that freeze. So we're learning to do practices that help our nervous system have resiliency and flow. And what works for me may not work for you. And so I'm giving you hopefully lots of options and opportunities to explore what helps you feel better. What helps you feel connected and present in the moment? What helps you feel what we call in this work calm aliveness, safety within your system? And so we've done. And then our second week, we practice with curiosity, some very specific and sometimes a little strange somatic practices that can shift the state of our nervous system. We practice vooing and the push away and some self-hug, container holds, and a practice called pendulation, where we bring awareness to sensation or feeling in one place of the body, and then bring awareness to sensation and feeling to the other place in the body. And we go back and forth with that awareness. This is creating resiliency in our nervous system to not just feel the highs and the lows, but to also feel some flow through that. And then our last session was really doing a yoga session that incorporated the practices within yoga that activate the vagus nerve, because we're learning that it's our vagus nerve when stimulated that activates our parasympathetic response. And our parasympathetic response is our rest, digest, recover response. So today we're going to, as I said, we're going to bring it all together with movements and stretches and practices to help you notice what works for you. Like as Donna said, that she's felt better, she's felt more enlivened, maybe out of that lower place, that sadder place. So what is going to help you? And so before we start, though, I'd like to ask you for you to be curious about a couple questions. And that is, what have you been noticing these past few weeks? What have you been noticing about you, your body, your nervous system, your response to stressors in life, kind of the everyday and the not so everyday stressors that you may be experiencing? What have you noticed about what is your system's response to those stressors? what have you noticed maybe just about your awareness and ability to stay in the present moment, to stay connected in the present moment without kind of moving forward into worry or backwards and rumination of all of those things. What have you noticed about your nervous system giving you those cues and clues that you are in a relaxation response of the parasympathetic? I've mentioned that the responses of the parasympathetic relaxation response several times. Saliva in the mouth, taking in feeling a deep breath come in, kind of like a full body sigh. Your stomach gurgling, feeling your stomach gurgle or hearing it gurgle, that is your body in rest, digest, saying, I'm ready to do these functions. I'm in the state where I'm ready to do these functions. So does if anyone wants to share any observances they've had about their nervous system, about their responses, about using one of the practices, if you'd like, just unmute and share. Anyone has any observances about that? No? Okay. Well, let's get started then. So, as I said, we're going to be start in our chairs. If you have yoga blocks or a pillow, to notice what it feels like first. Maybe to come forward on your chair so that your feet can be under your knees. And we're going to start with a pause because we get to, right? We get to pause throughout our yoga practice. We get to pause throughout our day and life. Bringing your awareness to the sensation of what is supporting your feet. Feeling that there is connection under your feet. And just notice how that feels in your system. We've been practicing, exploring what brings us that feeling of, like, oh, that's just right. That's our calm feeling of calm aliveness and safety. So notice what it's like with nothing under your feet. And then maybe I have 2 pink yoga blocks that I bring under my feet. I experiment with that, and also a firm pillow. And I just notice. So you just notice bringing blocks under your feet or pillows. Is it helpful or not helpful? Like if you're at the eye doctor, A or B, A or B. And it's the process that's important, not so much what you discover. But the process of going, oh, okay, I like this or I like that, and it may change for you. So for me today, having blocks under my feet feels supportive. It helps me just feel grounded. All right. Now the next place we want to ground is through our hips and our pelvis. So let's begin to maybe make a small rotation using your hips and your pelvis to rotate around. And I'll guide your awareness to sensing the connection and the contact your body has to the chair and how it moves. That contact shifts as you move your body. And then let's see, we've gone sort of in a circle, maybe a little shifting to the right and the left. Feel the way your sits bones shift connection as you move your body. sensing that that chair stays stable. We move, the chair, the earth stays stable. And then the next thing to practice would be just bringing your body a little bit forward. You might notice how you activate your ab muscles to move a little bit forward, and then to move your back a little bit back. Still, you're needing to activate into your core to hold that. So what we want to do is find that center, right? So we're not forward or back, we're not to the right or the left, but just find your grounded center. Notice what that feels like. All right, so that is a grounding practice, using the body to calm the mind. Second thing I want to have us practice again, and that is orienting, using our senses to orient to our environment. And I think the first and most important way we can give our nervous system true, in the moment information about our environment is to look around. I don't know if Donna's already doing that, but is to take a very intentional look around your environment. Noticing all the way behind you, maybe even peeking behind your chair, or just looking all around this environment we're in. So what we're doing is we're giving a sensory system called neuroception. Neuroception's always working. Am I safe or am I in danger? We want to give our neuroception that real-time, true information about our relative safety or danger. Noticing doors and windows, giving your nervous system lots of information with your sight. So after you've done that, just coming back, give a little notice. Is that settling at all to your nervous system to do that? Okay. More ways of orienting is to, with your eyes open or closed, whatever you're comfortable with, is to bring your awareness to something you hear in your environment. Like you're allowing your ears to travel to some sound you hear in your environment. Maybe it's something inside of the room you're in, maybe it's outside the walls or windows. See what you can notice about this sound. What is creating the sound? And see if you can get a perception for where that sound is coming from in relation to your body. Behind you? Is it in front of you? This is using a sensory system called proprioception. Where am I in space? Where is my body in relation to something else? And all of this helps us be present, helps our system be present. This type of thing can be really helpful for flashbacks, triggers and flashbacks. Okay. Noticing any aroma in your room. Bringing your awareness to sight, sound, smell. And then let's go to a sensory of touch by, maybe bringing one hand to your heart, one to your abdomen. And sensing the contact of your hand to your chest, hand to your abdomen. Notice the sensation of the movement of your breath. Notice how this feels for your nervous system. Is this a moment? And then another way we can experiment with touch is the self hold, and that we've practiced. Bringing your hand like you're making an L with your right hand, bringing that under your left armpit. The other hand comes to your right shoulder. Just settling into your chair, allowing your sensory awareness to note contact of your hands to your body. Maybe giving a little squeeze. Noticing what this is like for your nervous system. Is this an moment? Maybe yes, maybe no. You get to notice what you notice and feel what you feel without judgment, just kind curiosity. Okay. So there we just went through an orienting practice. Now I'm going to move us into some movement with the body. Neck stretches are very important and effective because they get into the vagus nerve. They help release tension where we tend to store a lot of tension. Just so much goodness with neck stretches, but you always want to be aware of what is pain or strain, because we don't want pain or strain, just a stretch. So let's start with a little shoulder rolls. You need to bring movement, maybe a little warmth into your body with these shoulder rolls. Let's draw the shoulders up towards the earlobes and then send the shoulders and shoulder blades back and down, low and loose. We've been practicing this, right? Space between earlobes and shoulders. Let's do that again, but this time we're going to hold the shoulders up. We're going to hold them up, feel what it's like to have this tension, constriction in the neck, shoulders. I even feel it. I can feel it in my chest, just holding this kind of gripping. Feel that. 3, 2, 1, let it release. And notice what that feels like. Then when we have space between earlobes and shoulders, lots of room for mobility, to turn that chin to one shoulder, towards one shoulder. I encourage you to focus on extending your exhales today. What would that be like to lengthen and extend your exhales as we turn our chin towards the other shoulder? Feel the stretch. Bring in extended exhales. And then let's bring the chin back and forth. And as you move the chin, notice if your jaw can be loose. See if you can be loose in the jaw as you move your chin back and forth. Good. And then we'll bring the head forward. And we're going to now let the nose drop to your chest. See if the difference between, I normally say chin to chest, but see what it's like to feel like you're dropping your nose, to start at your nose towards your chest. See if that might just keep a little more length to your spine. Because we don't want the weight of our head dropping beyond our spine, if that makes sense. We want the head still stacked over the spine. So we drop the nose towards chest. See if you can soften into your jaw. Breathe with intentional, long exhales. Breathing in slow and full. Releasing out slower and fuller. Breathing in slow and full. Releasing out slower and fuller. One more time like that. Good. And then with that, we're going to gently draw the chin and nose up. Noticing if your body has an inclination to keep bringing that chin up. If you feel pain or strain, don't do it, but just see how it would feel to keep that chin drawing up. You might feel like you're lifting your gaze. You're lifting your chin and lifting your heart open. And then if there's no pain or strain to this, just bringing your chin a little bit to the right till you feel stretched down right under the ear, down your neck. And bringing those long exhales into this. And then drawing your chin back forward and over towards the left. See if you can feel that stretch right under your ear, down your neck. Breathing long exhales. Good, and let's let the head come back. And respond to your body's inclination for how it wants to move. Maybe moving your shoulders again, maybe moving your head and the neck in different ways. Good. All right. I'm going to lead us through many different ways that we can move and manipulate our spine. So as we're seated here, we can do what's called seated cat-cow, just by bringing your hands to your knees and drawing your, I feel like maybe you're drawing your heart through your ribs. Maybe a little leverage your hands against your knees, getting a little curve to your low back. Manipulating your spine into a curve to the low back. See if you can sense your heart reaching or shining through your ribs. Breathing in this space. And then reversing this by pressing your low back. Maybe you can press that low back into the chair behind you, creating a rounded spine. Again, maybe your nose drops towards your chest here. Breathing in this space. And then flowing through this. Now we draw those against those knees again, drawing heart through ribs, getting a curve to the spine, maybe the gaze and the chin and the heart lift. And then rounding our back, pressing your back into the chair, letting your nose and chin drop to chest. Excuse me, and then we'll bring the body up. Let me press my camera back a little. You can see this. Okay. All right, we're going to do some little spine twists. There, that might be helpful. So moving again forward so that maybe just your haunches are on the chair, your feet are under your knees. We're going to get a little twist to the spine by bringing the right hand, just dropping it next to your right hip. And bring the left hand over to your right knee. Feel like you're starting at your ribs, turning at your ribs, and then the shoulders, and then your chin towards your right shoulder. Creating and feeling a spine twist. And you soften into your jaw here. Lengthen into your exhales. Good. Facing forward. Drop this, excuse me. We'll drop the left hand next to the left hip. The right hand comes to the left knee. We begin to feel our turn starting at the ribs, then the shoulders, and then the head. Turning towards your left shoulder, creating soft spine twist. Softening into our jaw. Lengthening into our exhales. Good. And then we will release forward. I think from here I'm going to have us stand up. Yes, we are going to stand up here. So let me just drop my thing back. Let me do this. Sorry, don't mean to be making you dizzy. All right, so we're going to stand up. Every time we get into a new position, a new connection to the ground, it gives us an opportunity to intentionally ground. We have new contact of our body to the ground in the feet. So let's just take your moment of pause. Sensing the ground, the contact under your feet. Maybe a little forward movement towards your toes, a little backward movement towards your heels. Find your centeredness. Find that spot where you're like, yep, I'm either falling forward or back. See if you can sense the weight of your hips and your pelvis drawing you towards the ground. Also, you might imagine here that there's a string at the top of your head drawing the crown of your head up. Maybe you can sense some lengthening happening to your spine as that string draws the crown of your head up. The weight of your hips and your pelvis lower. Gravity lowers you, lengthening your hip or your spine. And then we're going to open up palms. I'll open my palms towards you, your palms towards me and each other. And if you draw your thumbs back a little bit, just see if you notice that that opens you up a little across your chest, across your shoulders. We're going to continue to move and manipulate our spine. But we're starting from this very grounded and centered position. And you might here bring in a little orienting. Notice one thing you see, one thing you hear, or one thing you smell or feel. The ground, Orient. And now we're going to move. All right, let's bring our feet a little wider than our hips and get a little stable foundation under the body. Inhale our hands overhead. I'm going to find just a gentle side bend to the right. Letting that right arm come down. Draw the arm back up. A gentle side bend to the left. And draw the arm up. A gentle side bend to the right. Draw that arm up. And to the left. I'm going to have you practice this without all my talking. So I want you to feel this in your body. How you feel and experience your body in side bend to one side, side bend to the other. Sensing into your spine, your hips and your back. Good, and then we'll bring this hand up and draw your hands down heart center. Palms connected, hands heart center in front of your chest. Let's take a pause here. See if you notice your breath rate or your heart rate up from your movement there. Notice what that feels like to have activated your sympathetic system, activated that sympathetic energy. Our sympathetic nervous system kind of gets a bad rap, like, you know, because our sympathetic is our fight flight. And when we're stuck in fight flight, that's no fun. But we need our sympathetic system for mobilization, for energy, for movement. So feel what it's like to activate your sympathetic system by some movement here. And now we're going to let our hands fall out in front of us and do our heart opening, posture opening sequence where we draw thumbs behind and then hands come back in together and thumbs draw behind, hands come back in together. And have you move and breathe through this to your pace, to your breath. You're developing your own unique practice for your nervous system. Your own unique practice to bring regulation and resiliency into your nervous system, your body. Bring those hands in, we'll open them up. From here, if you want to find your hands behind your low back, I'm just going to turn to my side. Find your hands behind your low back and begin to draw your shoulder blades together. You might feel this like your heart again is shining through your ribs. If you feel pain or strain, don't do it. Notice the strength you have in your body. Stabilize down through your legs, stabilize into your core and back. Feel the strength and stability you have in your body to stand like this, opening up through the heart. And if it feels safe for your neck and your back to raise your gaze and raise your chin, notice the challenge this gives your body, just to raise your gaze and your chin. We want to give our nervous system this experience, an embodied experience of feeling strength, stability, balance, control. Because trauma is the opposite of those things. We're having an embodied experience of having control over the body, feeling strength and empowerment, choice, You don't have to do this. You're in choice if this doesn't feel right for you. 3, 2, 1, if you're with me, and releasing that, letting your arms fall to rag dolls in front of you. And again, you might notice some sympathetic energy in your system. Your heart rate up, your breathing rate up, maybe your mouth a little dry. The sympathetic system takes the saliva out of the mouth. Parasympathetic puts saliva in the mouth. So just these little things to notice is going to give you information, powerful information about your nervous system. All right, let's do let's just practice a holding, a self hug or holding here. Again, you're likely feeling that your heart rate is up if you were able to open your posture up to the ceiling. So bringing one hand, your right hand in an L under your arm, the other, your left hand to your right shoulder. Just bringing your awareness to the sensation of the self hug. Let's feel what your breath is doing in the moment. And now let's bring those extended exhales to this moment. Breathing in slow and full. Exhaling slower and fuller. Breathing in slow and full. Exhaling slower and fuller. A couple more times like that on your own. And if you want to see what it's like just to have one hand to your chest and one to your belly. See if you can sense your system coming down from sympathetic activation. Get to notice what you notice and feel what you feel without judgment, just kind curiosity. Okay. You're doing great. I'm going to do one more thing while we're standing up. And that is a balanced tree pose. So if you have your chair nearby, as you should, since we just stood up, you should go ahead and place a hand to the chair to give yourself a little balance. Bringing one hand to a chair or a desk. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And you feel you're getting stable down through your right side. See if you can sense that you're growing a root down this right foot, getting really stable on the right side. You have your hand over here to a chair or a desk to help with your balance. I'd like you, as you're ready, to draw your left toe, bending your knee, draw your left toe right next to your right foot and let it sit there. And as you sense and experience the balance, strength, and stability you have on your right side. And then as you're ready, if you want to explore bringing your left foot up. And if you'd like to explore releasing your hand from the chair, just even for a moment, finding your balance here. Feeling and experiencing strength, stability, and balance in your nervous system, your body having this experience. Notice what you notice, feel what you feel. 3, 2, 1. We'll bring that left leg down. You might need to shake out your right leg after all of that effort. And let's give it a try on the other side. So we'll bring the left foot to the ground. Imagine there's a thick root growing under that left foot. Can you sense length in your spine, openness across your heart and your shoulders? With your left hand for support to a chair or a desk, bringing your right toe in towards your left leg. Explore your balance here, maybe bringing that leg up to your calf. And then gently bringing your hand away from the chair. And this is a way we also practice and experience resilience within ourselves. We may feel like we begin to lose our balance, lose our stability. And so we get back, we bring our hand to the chair, we feel our strength and stability again. What is that adage? If you fail, try again. This is a way of practicing resiliency. Returning to a place of strength and grace is my description, my definition of resiliency on your yoga mat. We return to a place of strength and grace. So let's do that by releasing the foot. Shake out that leg. Let's find the strength we have in our body for this balance. We're going to be on this left foot. Throw that root down that left leg. Connection of your left hand to the chair. Just bringing your right toe to the ground. We're hanging onto the chair using support and balance of the chair. And before we do anything further, I'd like you to check on something, and that is some ease in your face and ease in your jaw. Grace for your face. We practice not grimacing through our yoga practice so we can practice not grimacing through life. We've returned to a place of strength and grace with our body in this balance practice so we can try again. Maybe bringing that left hand away from the chair, whether your toes to the ground or on your body. Feel the strength, the stability, the balance and control you have in your body in this moment. 3, 2, 1. You're doing awesome. Release. Good job. I need to shake out those legs again. Move your chair out of the way. We're going to do one more thing before we sit down. Yeah, we might really need to shake out those legs. I know I'm feeling it. Now we're going to bring feet right under, feel like your feet are right under your hips. I'm going to bring the hands up, hands as high as your shoulders. Now see if you can have these hands high with your shoulders low, meaning we're not gripping around our neck to hold the hands high. Hands are held high with our strength and our arms. And I'm going to remind you that you were in choice. You notice what you notice, feel what you feel based on how you feel. If you need those arms to come down, let those arms come down. And we're going to go into a slow march here. Slow march, bringing up one foot and placing it down, and then bring up the other. Slow march. Again, we are practicing giving our body, our nervous system, an experience of strength, stability, balance, and control. So nice and slow, creating a momentum that works for you. Couple more times. Doing great. How are those shoulders feeling? I want you, if you're able, to sense into those shoulders. You can stop the march. Feel fatigue, feel some challenge there in your shoulders. We want to teach the nervous system a new story, that hard things come to an end, that we won't always feel this way. Give ourselves an embodied experience of that. 3, 2, 1, the arms come down. And now, just notice. Notice what release or relief might feel like in your body. What does or could relief feel like in your body? Something for you to continue to ponder. What will relief, for you to ask yourself, your body, your nervous system, what will relief from, and you fill in your blank, what will relief from feel like for me and my body? All right, with that, we are going to make our way back to our chair. Yeah, that works. That still works. Making our way back to the chair. Perfect opportunity to have you on your own do your grounding with your feet. Find what feels good, what feels like grounding with your feet. And then grounding through your hips and your pelvis. Find what feels good, what feels like or maybe just close to Notice for your relaxation responses. I just had a spontaneous deep breath inside. My body's pretty happy, sitting down, feeling support and contact after that balance work we did. My body's saying, yes, I like feeling support and contact under the body other than just under one foot. Okay. Let's draw those hands back in heart center. I'm going to take you through a flow that I really like. You can do it sitting or standing. I think it's a really nice flow for the mornings to awaken your nervous system, to enliven your nervous system. And it goes like this. Drawing hands overhead. Expanding the hands and arms down around the body. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Connect hands overhead. Draw them down heart center. Here we go again. We lift hands overhead. Expand them around the body. Lengthen up. Connecting overhead. Pressing those hands down in front heart center. We've got very active arms here. Everything's active. It's not passive. We're not just flowing them around without intention. We inhale and hold them overhead. Exhale, they expand around and away from the body. And on this inhale, we lengthen up. Hands connect overhead. We press, draw them down. See if this works for you, this breathing pattern I have of inhale overhead. Exhale, expand down and around. Inhale, lengthen up. Connect overhead, exhale down. One more rotation of that. Inhale overhead. Exhale, expand around the body. This is the last one. Inhale up. Connecting overhead and exhale, draw down. And let's go ahead and let your hands release to your thighs. Notice how that feels in your system. I love, as I said, I love that flow to enliven the nervous system, to bring some energy and movement, rhythm and connection into your body, into your nervous system. Let's practice the push away again. The push away exercise, I think, as I've experienced it, my clients have, I think one or two of you mentioned that the push away exercise was effective for you. And you know what's effective by how you feel afterwards, okay? So let's give that a try again. We bring our hands up to our shoulders. And the idea here is that we're pressing a heavy boulder away from our body. And in order to do that, we need to activate the muscles of our arms. You might feel your feet pressing, activating into the ground. You might feel your back pressing into the chair. So we want to really give our body an embodied experience of pressing this boulder away. And we do it on an exhale. So we're going to first take in an inhale. We're going to press it away on the exhale very slowly. Let's soften into the shoulders and neck before we do that. Okay, soften into your jaw, neck, and shoulders. All right, here we go. Take in a breath. Exhale, push it away slowly. Let the arms come down. Notice, sense, and feel into your body. Let's do that one more time. Bring the hands up to the shoulders. And on this one, I invite you to bring intention into this, bringing intention into your mind, your body, and your spirit as to what you are pushing away, getting rid of, just pushing away. Here we go. We take in a deep breath. Exhale, press it out, push it away. Let the hands fall, find your legs. Let's notice. You might feel a spontaneous breath come in. I get a little quivery. My body, after those pushaways, releasing some stored survival energy. And my body is like, wants to keep getting rid of that. Just with noticing some movement, you might notice that yourself. A little shaking, a little tremoring. And now I wanted to teach straw breathing. So if you have a straw with your cup or one nearby, if you don't have a straw, that's okay. What we're going to do is just imagine you have a straw and purse your lips. So straw breathing can be very, very effective for calming down the nervous system, from coming out of activated sympathetic, not just normal sympathetic, I'm energized, I'm moving, I'm doing life, but activated stress, survival sympathetic. It is a very good practice for panic attacks. There's a lot of things that go into this straw breathing. Okay, so what we're going to do is, if you have a straw, you're going to bring it to your mouth. If you don't, you're going to purse your lips as if you do have a straw. And we're going to take in a full breath and then breathe as slow as you can out the straw until you have pressed out, you have breathed out every bit of exhale you have. And after you do that, your body's going to take in on its own a big gulp of air. Like when you're swimming, remember, especially as a kid, being in a pool, you're like holding your breath underneath, and you come up out of the water and you just kind of go, you take in a deep breath. This will sort of activate that as well. The pursing of the lips, the rounding that kind of raises your palate, the top palate of your mouth, all of that goodness activates or stimulates the vagus nerve. The slow breathing out, the long extended exhales affects the physiology of our body of bringing our heart rate down. Okay, so are you ready to try? Take in a full breath, breathe out through the straw or pursed lips until all the air is out, and then let that spontaneous breath come in. Let's do it 5 times. Okay, so here we go. Take in a full breath, breathe out. Just let that full breath come in, have a breath or two. Before we do the next one, again, I want to encourage you, invite you to see if you can be soft in the face and jaw and soft in the shoulders, okay? So here we go. We're going to take in a deep breath, blow out slow. Let that spontaneous breath come in. Keep softening into shoulders and neck. Let's just do this one more time. We're going to do this last time, our 3rd time. Here we go. Take a breath in. Exhale, press it out. Release your straw or your hands to your thighs. Notice what you notice and feel what you feel. Do you sense that at all as helpful, calming, soothing? You're going to know by your awareness of feeling, noticing sensation, feeling within your body, in your system, that it's like your body's going, it's like just a sigh, a yes, that there it is. That feels better. Yeah. It's very calming for me. I can just feel my whole system coming down, and I have to stay focused because I need to finish this session, right? So this is a practice not to do when you're about to drive, unless you're having an anxiety attack. But this is a great thing to do before bed. Okay. All right. So we do need to finish this off. That was straw. We did the push away, straw breathing. I want to do a proprioception exercise that I call finding fingertips. And I'm going to this one after the straw breathing because this one is it's a little energizing and focusing for the mind. You can do it laying down or sitting up. And what we want to do is like this, bring those hands out as high as our shoulders. You might maybe feel like you're making the shape of a cross with your body. Go ahead and do your grounding. Feel your feet supported by the floor, sense of the chair supporting you under your hips and your pelvis. And what we're going to do here, if you're comfortable closing your eyes, is we're going to slowly draw our straight, you can watch me on this one, slowly draw your straight arms together. We ground the fingertips. And what we're trying to do is find our fingertips in front and then slowly open up. So we do this with our eyes closed. So we're not doing this by sight, but by feel. Slowly drawing those rounded fingertips, rounded fingers towards each other in front of us. See if you can find fingertips. See what you learned by that. Slowly open up. Give it a try again. Practice resiliency. Trying again. This is it's a proprioceptive exercise. We're using our proprioception. Where am I in space in relation to something else? Where is my body in relation to itself in this moment? This is all done through perception, a sensory experience, not sight. Couple more times if you're okay in your shoulders. So finding fingertips, opening up, and letting your arms just rest at the sides or on your thighs. And now notice what that was like for your system. Does that feel a little more activating in a focused way, not in a high activation stress way, but just in a aliveness? I think that's the word I mean to use. An aliveness in your nervous system, focus, connected in this present moment. I am here in this moment, alive and well. So that's finding fingertips, proprioception, may be a good exercise for you when you want to bring some focused energy into your body and your mind. Okay, last thing is I'm going to set us up to teach a final practice that I call Go Slow. And I'm going to send you this in a video. And so we're going to prepare for this Go Slow exercise by starting by, we did this last week. We're going to rub the hands together. You've created some friction, some heat through the friction. You can feel that on the palms of your hands. And I forgot to suggest you take your glasses off if you have glasses on. And then draw those palms to your eyes. Let your fingers rest around your forehead and head. Notice if it feels nice to press your palms in towards your eyes. Kind of cup your head with your fingers. Bringing some heat and support to your eyes. I already got a big body sigh in that. All right, and then let's just let our hands drift down from our forehead to our jaw. Just feeling the support of your hands to your face. See if you can bring those shoulders down away from your ears now that the hands have come down. Feeling your hands cupping your face. Slowly open and close your jaw here. You might feel this like you're just moving your lower lip, your lower teeth up and down. Okay, and then we'll release the hands down to thighs, where we'll do our little shoulder rolls that we like to start a movement practice with. Gently draw the shoulders up, bring them back and down and low and loose. Release your hands down next to your hips, next to the chair. Draw your thumbs backwards. And feel how that opens you up, perhaps through your heart, shoulders, across your chest. And if it feels safe for your neck and back, to raise your gaze and raise your chin. You might even feel this like you're raising your heart above, just opening your heart. Feeling your breath. And just releasing that. Again, hands to your thighs. Okay, friends, I'm going to end with this somatic practice that I call Go Slow. Okay, slow is an acronym, and it goes like this. S is for soft in the face and jaw. L is for low, loose shoulders. So you're just sensing into your body for these things. O is for open heart and open posture. And the W is a self-inquiry, compassionate awareness, compassionate self-awareness inquiry for yourself, for your body, your nervous system, that goes like this. What do I feel and what do I need? So the W is to remind you to notice, sense, feel. What do I feel and what do I need? And then as much as you're able in your present moment and in your present moments throughout your days, your hours, your minutes, as you go slow throughout your days, your hours, and your minutes. Once you've asked yourself, what do I feel? What do I need? As much as you're able, take effective action to respond to your needs. Taking effective action based on your awareness of how you feel is a trauma recovery practice in itself. And it all starts with awareness of all of what we've been doing. When you are aware of what you feel and what you need, then you can make a choice. You can make a choice and that brings empowerment back into your system, back into your life. And we need this embodied experience of empowerment, because trauma and traumatic stress and cancer diagnoses and cancer treatments and surgeries and all the aftermath and all the dynamics that go with family and all the alls, there is not a lot of control, choice in that. And so we want to give ourselves back power, choice, control, and a lot of self-compassion, a lot of awareness with self-compassion. So there you go, my friends. I'm gonna come up a little closer here. It has been my pleasure and honor to share these weeks with you, to share these sessions with you. And I hope and pray that it's been beneficial for you, and that it is maybe has begun what can be a healing journey for you as you continue to heal and thrive in survivorship.